remarkable when the teams came onto the field. But the setting really is marvellous for the match now, and the conditions underfoot really are excellent. The ground is quite dry, but there's a very good carpet of grass. I know that was a source of great pleasure to Jim McLean and the United players. So the teams are out now, and there are the officials, the referee José Rosa dos Santos from Portugal with his Portuguese linesman, and the noise coming from the Dundee United supporters in the corner of the stadium to our right has been remarkable, really, against the 34,000 German fans. About 1,000 or 1,500 from Scotland are here, but they certainly have made themselves heard, and I've no doubt they're a very welcome sight for the United players. So the kick-off about to be made by the referees. There's Jupp Heynckes, the Borussia Mönchengladbach manager, who leaves at the end of the season to join Bayern Munich. But the kick-off will be very quick indeed, although the referee is now checking with his watch. There has been some controversy about the kick-off time, and this will obviously perhaps be a little bit of a delay. There's the Borussia fans, and Ian, your reflections now, what do you think for Dundee United at this stage?
Well, obviously it's going to be a very, very tough one for the lads, but I think they've got to have patience. You know, a 0-0 going into this game is not a bad job. It could be a lot worse, and I feel that they've got to just take it nice and easy early on. Don't make any mistakes. You know, make sure that obviously, you know, they don't lose an early goal. And I think the longer the game goes on at 0-0, the better it's going to be for United, because the pressure then reverts to the Germans. Because let's face it, you know, their crowd are in here tonight. They're expecting a German win. And if it doesn't happen early on in the game, you know, the crowds can soon get quiet and even turn on the home team.
Well, we'll certainly see. But the referee, who appeared to be anxious to get the match started, has clearly had a signal from the sidelines to tell him that it's just a little bit too soon. You see the clock there saying 4 minutes past 8 over here, an hour ahead of your time. And the kick-off is supposed to be at 5 past. So the referee, for the moment, has departed to the touchline to speak to UEFA officials, and there will be a slight delay before the match starts, and that isn't, of course, good for the players' nerves at this stage. I'm sure they're very keen to get underway.
They are, Joe, but Dundee United have captured the ball, so the Dundee boys have got the ball in their half of the field, and the Germans are just standing around, you know. It just shows the confidence, I think, you know, of Dundee United in Europe over the years. You know, they've come to expect the game to be run for them. You know, in the early days in Europe, all the teams will tell you this, that you go to a game and you're nervous and you're tense, and, you know, and you're looking at the opposition and all. But I think because of the battles they've had over the years, you know, they're coming to a place like this, a hotbed of football, and they're able to then, you know, dictate and try to dictate the whole way the game's going to go.
And of course, some very experienced campaigners, as Hamish and Arthur were saying in the studio, in the United ranks. There was some surprise among the Germans too, I can tell you, about John Clark not being in the side. But the feeling of Jim McLean was that if he played John Clark with Paul Hegarty and David Neary, it might indicate something of a negative attitude in the lineup, and may induce the players into thinking that they were there to hold what they have, when he's very anxious to strike on the break whenever possible. The Borussia side is interesting too. There's Günther Thiele, number 9, who'll play up front alongside Jorge Kriens, and these two will certainly be a potent threat. Normally, Borussia play with only one main striker, but tonight they have two, with Uwe Rahn right behind them. So there's the referee from Portugal, José Rosa dos Santos, getting set to start the match, checking very carefully the crowds on the edge of the seat now as Borussia get the match underway. So it's with Winkholt in the right-back position. That's Borowka at number 6. Right across the back four, the captain, who is Bruns. Lehnen is 10. The two most experienced players on the side are Bruns and Lehnen. And this is Kriens, followed across by Paul Hegarty. So that decision goes to Borussia, and the free kick will be taken by Michael Frontsek, West German international fullback. And a very impressive player indeed. Here is Bruns coming forward. United have pulled everyone back now to face the ball, as Uli Borowka plays it wide now for Winkholt. There's some good running up front by Herlofsson, but the pass missed him, and it's gone behind for the goal kick to Dundee United. And they'll be very happy to settle down in these opening 5 minutes or so. There's the German fans trying to boost their favourites to some early activity. So Billy Thompson now with a long ball out. And it's very interesting already to see that Paul Sturrock is playing right through the middle for Dundee United at the start of the match. He's not playing on the left flank where he caused so much damage for Barcelona in the last round. And he was the man fouled to give United the free kick. So John Holt will take the free kick. Paul Hegarty's in the box. Hegarty gets a touch, and an offside flag is up on the far side. It was Ian Redford, I think, who stole into the offside position inside the box. And the referee reacting rather belatedly to the linesman's flag. But a free kick it is to Borussia. So now it's back with the Borussia defenders, front sec to Bruns. Borussia missing their hard man in defence, Drayson, who was booked in the first leg, and that was his second caution, so he's out of the side. Here's Winkholt. Rahn holding off John Holt, or trying to at any rate, and the throw is given to Borussia. But Holt certainly wasn't going to be pushed around. There is Joop Heynckes with some instructions from the bench, the Borussia manager. And down goes Rahn. Free kick is given. Uwe Rahn back after a 3-week absence. He was injured in the match against Hamburg on the 31st of March. So he's getting some treatment here from the United defenders. It was Eamon Bannon, in fact, who made that challenge. So Hochstetter will take the free kick for Borussia. The referee waving back the two-man United wall. So it's played short for Borowka. Well, he was given some space at the edge of the box, and that might be a source of some worry to Jim McLean on the bench for Dundee United. The shot in the end going harmlessly high and wide. And despite the caption, that was Herlofsson with the on the picture. It was Borowka's shot, though, the number 6. There's Borowka. Very tough back four player. There's Redford's header. Rahn lofting it forward. Thiele is up with Hegarty. Oh, Hochstetter. This is Rahn. Lehnen is on the left. He's very quick indeed. Bowman goes across. Back with Rahn. Borussia seeing a lot of the ball in the opening minutes. It was missed by Herlofsson, and here's John Holt. Now Redford. Now David Neary. It's United's turn to calm things down and keep possession for a moment or two. Kirkwood back to Hegarty. So it's Kirkwood wearing number 3 at right back. John Holt doing well to get a touch. Winkholt is there before Bannon. The pass goes wrong. Well, Ian, how about these opening minutes?
Well, again, it's nice to see that United want to keep a hold of the ball, and as I said, I think that should be their main plan. Once you've got it, keep a hold of it, and you know, take the pace out of the game and make the Germans worry.
So it's sliced out by Andre Winkholt. So it's very interesting, though, Ian, to find Sturrock playing through the middle alongside Ian Ferguson, not in that wide position where he did so much damage against Barcelona.
That's right. Well, I gather the reason being that obviously he's very tightly marked. As both strikers are tightly marked, and the Germans playing with a sweeper, and they feel that if Sturrock, you know, goes through the middle and does his little jinks in his turns, you know, he might get free kicks or penalties even.
So Neary and Hegarty combining to get the ball back to Billy Thompson. The stadium not quite filled to capacity. It was anticipated that a full 35,000 crowd would be in, but there's certainly not many gaps. And the crowd in very enthusiastic mood as Eamon Bannon comes forward. That goes towards Sturrock. It's cut off by Borowka. Well, that's good play from Rahn. He's left Jim McInally for dead. Now Thiele coming to the right. There's Winkholt on the outside. And this is what Winkholt does so well, making these runs from deep positions, and Billy Thompson unchallenged. He took it confidently, though. That's an important save for Dundee United by Billy Thompson. Inspire some confidence in the ranks. And the referee now is taking the ball all the way back into the United box. Something amiss about the challenge on Thompson as he was trying to make the clearance. There's Billy Thompson sending it forward. Redford is the challenging United player up with Herlofsson. Good play by Redford. Now Sturrock. Bannon. And the first touch was not delicate enough, and Bannon carries the ball over for the goal kick, but linking well there with Paul Sturrock. Bannon playing on the left side of a four-man United midfield. Herlofsson forced to play it wide towards front sec. The challenge came from Bowman. This is Leenan. And Leenan took a late challenge there from Billy Kirkwood. Well, that was a nasty foul by Kirkwood. And Evert Leenan has taken the full brunt of that. The referee having a word with Kirkwood, and we'll see exactly why from this replay. Well, it wasn't entirely clear, but you can take it that Evert Leenan took the full brunt of the challenge from Billy Kirkwood. There's Bruns. Holt's header. Carefully back to Thompson. So Borussia defending a very impressive home record in Europe, bidding for their 6th European final, so they're a very experienced side indeed in European competition. Although many other players are new to this stage in European competition. So Bannon playing it forward is cut off by Herlofsson, the Norwegian international. 6 internationals in the Borussia squad. There's one of them, Herlofsson, who plays for Norway. Kreens challenging, and a brave header by Hegarty. McInally losing out to Hofstetter. This is Rahn. And pulled down from the back by Ian Redford. So Uwe Rahn taking some tough treatment in the opening minutes. Well, I'm perfectly sure he didn't expect to be mollycoddled, but that's certainly a challenge from the back by Redford, properly penalised by the Portuguese referee. So there's Herlofsson lofting it in, and Billy Thompson under pressure. He took that well. There's Gunther Thiele coming in quickly. Big, powerful centre forward. So there's Ian Ferguson's layoff. McInally to Redford. The man providing width is John Holt. Sturrock again making a run, followed by his shadow, who is Barofka. Barofka's throw. Here's Bruns, one of the West German internationals in the Borussia lineup. Another is Frontsek on the ball now. Thiele trying to get away from Hegarty. The United funneling back again into defence, pulling everyone back behind the ball. Bruns playing it wide for Kreens. David Neary following him across. It's well taken again by Thompson. An upward bouncing ball. And Billy Kirkwood offering himself for the short throw out from Billy Thompson. Kirkwood towards Sturrock. Borofka doing a very good marking job on Sturrock at this stage in the match. So 10 minutes of the first half gone. Still no scoring, and a satisfactory opening, I think, for Dundee United, Ian.
Very much so. Yeah, things are going according to plan. I think they've just got to be a little bit careful of balls coming in from the right-hand side here. The Germans attack a lot down the right, and they're whipping balls in from there, so it's something they've got to watch out for.
There's Hofstetter's cross. Thiele is underneath it, and it's Leenan trying to retrieve it at the corner flag with Dave Bowman in pursuit. Dave Bowman, perhaps something of a surprise selection in this United lineup tonight, but his defensive qualities favoured by Jim McLean. There's John Holt's header. Good running by Vink Holt to get to the ball in front of Redford, but the loose ball falls for Sturrock. Now Bannon. United now getting players up in support. Bannon taking on Vink Holt. Tackles in the back by Vink Holt. Hochstetter towards Rahn. The linesman says the ball is still in play. It isn't now, and that's a throw to United. So John Holt will take it when things settle down, or he may in fact leave it as he is to Eamon Bannon. Good running by Sturrock to create space to receive the throw. So under pressure from Herlofsson, concedes the throw to Borussia. Off the head of Eamon Bannon, back with Neri. Vincolt challenging fiercely, but so too was Bannon. Redford to McInally, a good return pass. Redford under pressure, and Borowka appeared to go over the ball to Redford. Well, it's Redford who's penalised. Well, there appeared to be players going with boots raised on that occasion, Ian, and for my money, Borussia are lucky to get the free kick.
I thought it was 6.5 a dozen there with them. Both players went in a little bit high. But in the little tussles at the moment, you know, United are battling well and they're winning more than this year, so that's good.
So it's Bruns to Borowka. Linking in midfield with Gunter Taylor. There's McInally. We haven't seen much of McInally in the opening 10 minutes. Tends to be something of a slow starter, but he will have to be on his best form tonight if Dundee United will take a grip in midfield. Here's Fonseca. Herlofsson. And down goes the Norwegian under pressure from Bowman, whose apology is accepted by Kai Erik Herlofsson, and apparently also by referee Dos Santos. So there's Bowman penalised, and the free kick's already taken. Back from Kreens to Lehnen. Fonseca, very cultured left foot. There's Borowka. Bruns has pushed forward into midfield. Herlofsson dropping back to take the pass. Kreens beaten by Hegarty. It breaks for Hochstetter, and Bannon doing well, coming back for United. There's John Holt. Well, that's given away to Herlofsson. Bruns now coming from the back on the left. Kreens with the return pass. Bruns has a very powerful shot, particularly with his left foot. Herlofsson into space. That was anticipated well by Holt. And now Redford has space in the middle. Sturrock. And Andre Vincolt is a very quick defender indeed. Getting the better of Sturrock on that occasion and playing the ball back to Camps and the Borussia goal. So once again, United allowing possession for Borussia inside their own half. There's Bruns with a very ambitious pass towards Vincolt. Couldn't control it, and Holt's header kept in play by Bannon. Here's Sturrock. Breaks kindly from Hochstetter to Redford. Ferguson in the inside right position. And Hochstetter wins it. Herlofsson takes over in midfield, and Fonseca sets it up for Lehnen. Kreens has come deep on the left. A player who may well have put the tie beyond United in the first leg at Tannadice, with the chances which he passed up. This is Hans-Gunter Bruns. Taylor cut off by Kirkwood. Good defending by Billy Kirkwood. And now anxious to set something up for United via Redford. That's no use to Paul Sturrock, that high pass from Redford. Jim McLean clearly unhappy with the quality of the pass, but must be content to find the scoreline blank as United settle into the match. They haven't made any real threat on Uwe Camps and the Borussia goal, but with the quarter of an hour mark past, United still coping well with the German attacks. Lehnen towards Kreens. Loose ball collected by Redford. Bowman's made a run on the right. Bruns goes across the cover, but he's forced to turn it out for the throw to United on the far side. So no urgency at all about the United players as Billy Kirkwood discusses who'll take the throw with Dave Bowman. Bowman is the man who retains possession of the ball. Sturrock provides the movement up front. Followed everywhere by Borowka. Bowman's cross, there's Bannon. And a fine save by Camps. The Borussia defence almost caught napping there. Camps was very quick going down to his right. And Dave Bowman doing well, making for the corner flag, pulling the ball back. Bannon getting into the near post area. Got a touch on, and there was Camps down quickly to his right. Well, that's certainly promising, Ian, for Dundee United.
Well, that's the first threat really to the German goal so far. But United are doing very well. I'm very happy the way things are going for them.
So a tangle of legs there between Holt and Rahn, and the free kick goes to Borussia. The referee used to be a goalkeeper in Portugal. 5 years on the FIFA list, 41 years old, but it's Hochstetter with the free kick. Thompson staying on his line. Well, he may have suffered there as Frontsek attacked the ball from the far post area. Well, there's the free kick. Thompson made the decision to stay on his line. Frontsek came in challenging hard at the far post area, but the angle was too tight. And Thompson's decision, I think, was correct.
I think so. It was always going away from him towards the corner of the 6-yard box. A difficult ball for the goalkeeper, and I think he made the right decision there.
So Michael Frontsek showing his willingness to join the Borussia attack. Sturrock's header falls for Borowka. And now Bruns. Frontsek. Perlofsen with acres of space in midfield. No one picked him up at all. There's Kreens, and this time it's Winkholt to a space on the right to attack him, and Bannon showing his pace, but Bannon did well with the challenge. And the first corner kick of the match goes to Borussia. Now we'll see a lot of activity for this corner kick. Winkholt goes back, and the man who'll take the corner kick is Hans-Gunther Bruns. He'll take it left-footed, and you can be sure there'll be lots of Borussia activity at the near post. They'll bring Frontsek to the near post area. Kreens also in that position. So watch them practicing these corner kicks for a long period yesterday, and Thompson is forced to turn it over. It was Kreens who did well. 6 feet 2 inches, getting up to nod the ball into the danger area, and Thompson did well. There's Bruns. It's beyond Frontsek. In fact, it came off Paul Hegarty's head. And another corner kick to Borussia. So the same setup, Frontsek to the near post player. Number 11 is Kreens. Will be taken this time by Ewald Lehnen. So lots of work in these set pieces by the Germans. And there's Lehnen. Frontsek heads it on. Rahn is beaten by Kirkwood, and there's McInally's clearance, but there's no one there for United. Bruns has lots of time to control the ball for Borowka. United pushing out rapidly though, well outside the box now as Bruns looks for an opening. Here's Frontsek. Thiele back with Lehnen. Came off Redford, and it's Bannon back in the box, thumping it clear. Sturrock gives chase with Borowka. And a good dummy by the defender. Number 21 international Borowka. So we're midway through the first half. Into the 23rd minute. Still no scoring, and that's good news for Dundee United. There's the happy situation for United at this stage in the match, with the opening quarter negotiated. Hochstetter to Winkholt. Hochstetter goes on the outside, the number 5. That came off Bannon. There's no question, though, that Borussia, Ian, are finding it very difficult indeed to pierce the United defence.
Well, yes, and as I said, if Dundee United can keep this going, and keep the score at 0-0, I think the Germans will run out of ideas. Already we're looking at it and we're saying, well, they're not posing that much of a threat, are they? We've got to be careful, obviously, of corner kicks and free kicks. The big centre-forward, Thiele, looks to me like a British-type player, doesn't he? He looks, in fact, not unlike Mark Haitley. And so probably they've got to just be aware of that.
So there's Bruns setting up another attack. The layoff came from Rahn, but that's gone astray, and Redford picks it up. Here's Ian Ferguson. Stark is onside, but the pass is much too far ahead. Duve Camps is there in plenty of time, so Jupp Heynckes remains relaxed on the bench for Borussia. The record goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Jupp Heynckes in his playing days. So it's back again with Borowka, who's seen a great deal of the ball for Borussia. And that's a very hopeful ball forward. An easy one for Hegarty to handle. Bannon playing it forward. This is Herlofsson. And now Hochstetter. Ran with a touch on. Well, it appears as though he's trying to play it across, looking for Kreens or Thiele rather than any shot at goal. So Uwe Ran undoubtedly the major attacking hope for Borussia. Just snatched it as it came across. It's well wide of the target. Leenen's header. And there was a foul on Ian Ferguson, so United have a free kick. Paul Hegarty sprinting forward to join the attack. And Paul Hegarty certainly has been something of a specialist in Europe with vital goals. Kirkwood flights it towards Hegarty. He's asked to leave it by Bannon. So Winkel tidying up at the back. Bruns making an angle forward, and it's now with Frontsek. And Lienen, the most experienced player in the Borussia side is Lienen. He's 33 years old. Good change of pace by Frontsek. Fine player he is. Now Lienen. Closed down by Kirkwood. Another good piece of defending by Billy Kirkwood. But Lienen linking well on the left with Mikael Frontsek. Lienen, a politician here in West Germany, looking towards his career after playing. So Frontsek and Kreens again in the near post. As Lienen lines up the in-swinger. Thompson comes to meet it. A crowded area. Here's Frontsek. Now Kreens. Well, he hit it well enough, did Kreens, but Billy Thompson was in the right place to clutch that confidently. The corner kick posing the problem from Lienen. Swirling in, Thompson couldn't get to it for the ruck of players. It was scrambled out as far as Frontsek. Kreens making an angle to receive the pass, and there was Thompson, and a good save. There's Stark, he's offside. So Jorge Kreens shakes his head as he brings out a good save from Billy Thompson. So Borussia begin all over again, patiently from the back, but as Ian St. John was saying, prospects that the home supporters may become somewhat impatient. They really haven't carved out any clear chances against United so far. But here's Herlofsson with a lot of space. Came off Kreens, but David Nery was there. It was well read by Lienen. And the offside flag is up against Hochstetter, who was slow coming out. The United defence very well organised, pushing out quickly and leaving Hochstetter exposed. So activity there on the United bench. Dave Beaumont and Gary McGuinness limbering up. Kevin Gallagher is still out there on the track. There's Hochstetter. And the free kick is given against Holt. Well, the tackling qualities of John Holt have been evident right from the start of the match. He's done an important job for United so far. So, again, the back four players being allowed all the space in the world to exchange passes. As United funnel back to the edge of the area, here's Bruns. Herlofsson with, again, a lot of space in the midfield area. Winkel on the touchline. Linking with Hochstetter. Well, Winkel stumbling to the ground, and Bannon is penalised, although any infringement certainly appeared to be accidental. Well, a trip from the back by Bannon, but Winkel left him with very little option, I think, the way he crossed the bows of the United player. But Andre Winkel certainly a serious threat to United on the Borussia right flank. So another dangerous situation for United to handle, with Hofstetter taking the free kick. Sturrock and Bowman provide the two-man wall. So they're queuing up in the middle for Hofstetter. It was won by Neri, and a good challenge there by Holt at the edge of the box. Up goes McInally, and that's spinning away from Hofstetter. And a goal kick's been given. I think that's a break for Dundee United. That appeared to come off Jim McInally's head. Hofstetter certainly wanted the corner kick. So no doubt we'd hear plenty of that drum should Borussia find the net. So let's hope we have plenty of silence before the end. There's the head-on from Redford. Ferguson trying to link with Sturrock. So not much joy yet for the two United front players, Ferguson and Sturrock. Here's Uwe Rahn for Borussia, running straight into that solid tackler, John Holt. Now Bannon. Holt was well challenged by Hofstetter. McInally to Neri. Well, John Holt still doing a lot of tackles here for United, Ian.
He's doing very well, yes, he is. He's getting these nice solid tackles in. But I was just going to say there, McInally's not been in the game much, has he? You know, I think we're looking for a little bit more from him.
Yes, McInally very quiet so far, but he's leading breaking for Borussia. Crean's coming inside, looping it across towards Thiele. Well, that was dangerous, all right, for United. Günther Thiele, a big striker in the Mark Hateley mould, as Ian St John was saying. And it was Creans who set up the chance, coming inside, flighting that across, and Thiele couldn't reach it. He certainly put under pressure by John Holt inside the box, Günther Thiele, but he certainly had the edge in height. Bannon's header, up goes Redford. Bannon screening the ball well from Vinkholt, but running into Herlovsson.
Well done.
There's Holt again with a fine tackle. And good play from Bannon. But you see how difficult it is to get away from Vinkholt. He lost the first challenge, but was so quick in the recovery. Bannon was immediately under pressure. So here's Bruns. 4 caps as sweeper for West Germany. Currently out of the side though. 32 years old now, and there's Borowka to Herlovsson. It's away from Bannon. Vinkholt breaks on the right touchline. Holt good across, the early cross, a fine ball. And another let off for Dundee United. It was Günther Thiele again with the header. But problems again on the right flank as Vinkholt sent that fine ball across, an attacker's ball. Thiele met it, and Thompson a relieved goalkeeper to see that go past.
I think we're all relieved at that one. That's as close as they've come so far, and we've got to be, Dundee United have got to be careful of allowing balls to get put in from the right hand side there. You know, they've got to get out there and stop them. I know it's easy sitting up here, Chuck, but they've got to think about making sure they get, you know, double banked on the fullback if he's going to the ball, get somebody else in there, because, you know, that's the only way at the moment that Borussia look to me as if they'll score.
So a free kick now to Dundee United. It will be taken by Jim McInally for the foul on Paul Sturrock. Sturrock was very sharp indeed as he went on to that pass from Ferguson. That's towards Hegarty. It's a good header by Hegarty. And the referee has pulled up Paul Hegarty for a push on his marker, who was Kai-Erik Herlovsson. Well, Hegarty went up very well indeed for that free kick, but guilty of a spot of pushing as far as the referee was concerned. So half an hour gone. Still no scoring here in the Berkelsberg Stadium in Mönchengladbach. Beautiful evening, cooling down now after an afternoon of sunshine. So that's Borowka joining the attack, but crowded out. It's Redford to Ferguson. Ferguson retaining possession well. This is Paul Sturrock with a new marker for the moment in the form of Bruns. Willing support from Kirkwood. So Bruns with the clearance, only as far as Hegarty. And there's a problem for Ian Ferguson. He's been booked out of the picture. The yellow card is shown for a late challenge on Hans-Günther Bruns. So So Ian Ferguson is the first player in the match to be booked, showing his anxiety to keep the play inside the Borussia half. So there was Billy Kirkwood playing the ball back. United had enjoyed a spell of possession here, but it comes to an end in a moment as the ball is laid back. So in very slow motion indeed, and there was Ferguson, the tackle coming in, and the reaction from Ferguson earned on the booking.
That's the longest slow-mo I've ever seen in television.
Well, fortunately not too much action on the field. Well, that was being offered by the West German director. There's Nery's clearance. Sturrock losing out, as you would expect, to the central defender, Borowka, on the high ball. John Holt carries on. Good return from Bannon. Holt returns it. Ferguson and Sturrock waiting in the middle. Bowman arriving late. And it was Bowman who got his head to the ball, but he couldn't direct it accurately towards Paul Sturrock. And indeed, the free kick has been given. The edge of the box. A bit of pushing, I think, by Bowman. So Herlerson with the short ball to Bruns. The header was by Holt. Holt plays it inside. And down goes Ron in dramatic fashion. It's Jim McInally who's been penalised. Well, that was an Oscar-winning performance from Ron, and the shake of the head from Jim McInally indicates that he may sympathise with that view. Ron walking without a trace of a limp forward. So spinning and rolling, and the effect earned him the free kick. Hochstetter will take it. The header out was by Bannon. There's Ferguson now. Redford is 2 against 1 for Dundee United. Jim McInally waiting in the inside left position. If Redford can play an accurate pass, retaining possession. And the cover was provided by Ewald Lehnen, who came back very quickly indeed. Bowman is penalised, so frustration on the United bench. And frustration too on the field, displayed by Dave Bowman, who fouled Borowka when that United attack broke down. So there was the foul by Bowman. Well, that was promising, all right. Redford choosing to retain possession, racing forward, and not using Jim McInally, who had broken very quickly indeed from that defensive position. Haggerty misjudged it. Creans lays it back to Ron. Here's Lehnen. Showed his pace and stamina to get back to quell that United attack, and the pass goes astray to give United the goal kick. But some signs of encouragement now, Ian, from United when they go forward.
Well, that's right. I mean, as I said, I think the longer the game goes on, Joe, the more that will happen for United, because, you know, the Germans will be pushing up, and the little holes start to appear, and that was a terrific little chance they had there, wasn't it? I think he just selected the wrong thing to do. He decided to go on his own. If he played the ball earlier in, then I'm sure McInally would have raced through on his own.
So the header from Bruns finds Lehnen, who's immediately pressurised by Bowman. So Dave Bowman's done a fine job, the young former Hearts and Coventry City player, on the right side of the United midfield. And we have been commenting too, Ian, on the fact that McInally hasn't been much in evidence, but nor has Uwe Rahn, and he's been the principal object of McInally's attentions in the match so far. So there's the happy scoreline with 8 minutes of the first half left. Still no scoring. And that's a scoreline which will undoubtedly please United more than Borussia. And the German fans becoming a little bit muted now. They were looking for a big opening from their favourites. And while there was plenty of effort, there was no real clear-cut chance created, and United are coping well with everything that Borussia have been offering so far. So the referee insists on the ball being returned to the touchline for a throw, which will be taken by Michael Frantzek. Leenan's layoff. Frontsek making for the byline. Fine cross, and well taken by Thompson. Well, we've now seen the danger provided by both these Borussia fullbacks. And in fact, a break for Dundee United as Frontsek plays this across. The referee is advised by the linesman that the ball had swerved over the crossbar before Billy Thompson played it. So it's a goal kick to Dundee United. Redford's header. There's Rahn. Now McInally. Missed by Redford. Here's Rahn. Hasn't had many chances to run at United defenders tonight. Good header by McInally, only as far as Frontsek. And a calm piece of defending by Bowman. And that was intended for Sturrock. It's cut off by Borowka. So here's John Holt. And now Sturrock. Good play by Sturrock. But you see the cover arriving for Borussia. Here's Bannon with a cross. Redford leaves it. Frontsek's header is collected now by Bowman. Kirkwood sets off on the right. Oh, that's good play by Bowman. Sturrock is offside. Well, Dave Bowman playing with an old head on young shoulders.
Playing well, David, yes, he certainly is. And, you know, United were a bit unfortunate there because Sturrock was just offside. And normally playing with a sweeper, as the Germans do, it's very difficult to run offside. And if they can probe little balls into the holes inside the penalty area like that particular ball there, then United may get something.
So any noise you're hearing at the moment is coming from Dundee United supporters singing behind Billy Thompson's goal. But here's a problem for United as Leenan comes in. Crean's trying to turn and set it up for Herlofsson. Back to Thiele, and good play by Bannon. Well, United have a great service from their midfield players in defensive positions. Bowman on the right, Bannon on the left. There's Gunther Thiele, who was denied by Bannon on that occasion. And an offside flag is up against Thiele. The near side linesman reacting to the United players with their hands raised. So here's David Neary. So half-time fast approaching. And a very controlled, experienced, organised performance from Dundee United so far, keeping them very much in this UEFA Cup semi-final. Well, Uwe Kamps hasn't had a great deal to do. One very good stop at close range from Eamon Bannon. The header was from Hegarty. Well played by Redford, and a good recovery. Here's Rahn. The interception was by Bannon. Rahn again. Good 1-2. He's away from McInally this time. This is Hofstetter on his left foot. Well, Hofstetter's one of the players Borussia like to see in the end of a shooting chance. You prefer him on his right foot all the same, and you can see him taking a little bit of extra time to measure that shot. He sliced it rather, and that was a let-off for Dundee United.
Well, I think the main problem there, as far as United were concerned, was that Bruns got away at last from McInally and got involved in the build-up job.
So the Borussia fans trying to encourage their men as United continue to break out of their defensive shell at every opportunity. That's one for Holt to chase. Supported inside by Sturrock. Here's McInally. Good play from United. Bannon. Sturrock looking for the pass. Not enough pace in the ball from Bannon, allowing Herlofsson to intercept and allowing Borowka to come forward into midfield to probe for an opening. Here's Rahn. Leenan. Frontsek has gone forward, the left back. This is Bruns. You can see the space he's been permitted by the United players. And Herlofsson. The flighted ball in. Billy Thompson committed, and a good piece of handling again to put some extra confidence into his defence. So it's John Holt again in possession. Needs some help and gets it from Bannon. Sturrock bundled from the back by Herlofsson. So a free kick to Dundee United. Joop Heynckes looking a little more anxious than he was at the start of the match. Hoping to win the UEFA Cup before departing for Bayern Munich at the end of the season. So the ball being returned very slowly. That's surprising. In fact, it came from a group of Borussia supporters, but without any great urgency. There's Bannon. Now Winkholt. And there certainly do appear to be signs, Ian, that the West German players are running out of creative ideas from midfield.
Well, you know, we're all hoping that that will be the case as the game progresses, and I think frustration does set in when you're playing at home, and you know, you're not getting that early vital goal to get the crowd on you, you know, really behind you. And United are doing a magnificent job.
There's Bannon now with the chance for the cross, and Barovka very happy to turn that behind for United's first corner kick of the match. Close to half-time now, but a good piece of play on the United left with Bannon's cross turned behind. So it's a corner kick which will be taken by Paul Sturrock. And Neri has joined Paul Hegarty in the box. Oh. Camps beats it out. There's Bannon. The chance is on, and there's Ferguson. And Dundee United have scored. The goal stands. Jubilation for Ian Ferguson. The Barclaysburg Stadium is silenced apart from the clutch of Dundee United supporters who've gone wild behind Billy Thompson's goal. The corner kick set up. Camps was not convincing, beating it out. It was a fine header here by Eamon Bannon, getting up on the 6-yard line, nodding it to Ferguson. A powerful header, front sec couldn't reach it, and United have taken the lead. So the United bench up as one man as that header from Ian Ferguson thundered into the net. A hopeful appeal for offside by Barovka, but clearly front sec played them on. Ferguson's header, and what a dramatic finish to the first half. Dundee United not only in the lead, but they have got that precious away goal. So going forward again, there's Sturrock, now Ian Ferguson. Ferguson getting his 28th goal of his first season at Tannadice. And an offside flag this time, halting the progress of Eamon Bannon. Ian, what a time to score a goal.
Was that off the first corner kick they had? That's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, I'm delighted for them, and they thoroughly deserve it. You know, they've a tremendous first half performance. You know, they've done everything right so far, and let's hope they can just keep it as tight in the remaining minutes.
So here's David Nuri getting in across the bows of Gunther Thiele. So back with Billy Thompson. There's Bannon's header. And it's turned away by Barovka. Vital now that United control things to half-time and go in with this marvellous lead. What a night this could be for Scottish football. Here's Paul Sturrock. Turning for Bannon. He's offside. The sweeper. Bruns pushing it forward. Well, Ian, a superb first half performance.
Yep, well, it's gone exactly the way that you would have planned it. I'm sure Jim McLean must be sitting there thinking, well, you know, this is going exactly the way I would have wanted it. Everybody, the defenders have played so well, they've marked tight. You know, they've tried to stop the Germans in midfield. You know, they've got nice and tight with them. Up front, obviously, they've foraged away, and at times they're a little Sturrock up there on his own. But, I mean, he's such an experienced player. He's terrific at it.
So the clock showing 47 minutes. I would take issue with that. I think they're perhaps a couple of minutes fast. There have been no stoppages in the first half. And there is the half-time whistle. A marvellous first half for Dundee United. There's the Portuguese referee. And a superbly controlled defensive performance, capped just 2 minutes from half-time. A corner kick on the left, taken by Paul Sturrock, flighted across. Camps under pressure, and when Camps challenges for this ball, you'll see that he certainly was not convincing. Uwe Camps coming to beat the ball out. It came spiraling into the air. Bannon nodded it across, and there was Ian Ferguson to bullet home the header, which makes the half-time score Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Dundee United 1.
Half gets underway.
Thank you, Arthur. The second half just about to start, and the West Germans have made a change at half-time. They've brought on their Austrian international, Bernd Kraus, who's going to play in midfield, and he appears to have replaced number 5, Christian Hochstetter. So the West Germans changing the pattern straight away for the second half. But here go Dundee United. Here's Ian Redford. He has support on all sides here. One of them is Paul Sturrock, making for the byline, and down he goes. And despite the protests, the free kick has been given. There's Kraus, the Austrian international, and he's going to a midfield position. But here's a chance for Dundee United right at the start of the second half. And there have been suggestions that the West Germans are not too happy defensively against high balls into the box on the flanks. So there's Redford. Up goes Hegarty. Well, once again, an indication that the West Germans are anything but happy from these cross-ball situations. Paul Hegarty, of course, one of the best exponents in Scotland at going for these crosses.
Well, he is so good at it, Jock. As you say, he certainly got well above the German there, didn't he?
So just in case anyone is tuned in, the happy scoreline from Mönchengladbach is Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Dundee United 1. Ian Ferguson's goal just before half-time, giving United the lead, and of course giving them the away goal, which will count double in the event of a draw. So Winkel playing it forward, and Kraus couldn't reach it, so Hank is certainly not looking a happy man for the moment. The German manager. And he certainly could not have been at all happy with the way things went in that first half, when United calmly played their way into the match. They made certain that there were no gaps in front of goal. An odd occasion when they allowed Winkel and Frontsek, the full-backs, to attack. But apart from that, United coping well, and then, of course, showing their ability on the break and winning the corner kick. Just brought about the goal. There's Holt battling hard with Redford. No free kick. Redford still going forward. There's Kraus going back with him. So determined play from Ian Redford. So here's Billy Kirkwood. And now Paul Sturrock. Getting help from Bowman. And Hegarty. Bowman still fighting hard. Lehnen. Back it goes to Louis Camps, but Dundee United making their attitude plain at the start of the second half. Determined, purposeful play, and they're not going to give up this lead without an almighty battle, that's for sure. So there's the header by Hegarty, and a free kick is given for the challenge of Hegarty and Bowman on Ron. Now this is dangerous for United to face the free kick from Borussia. And once again, a situation which produced a great deal of work yesterday in training from the West Germans. Now, they're very keen to get Bruns in a shooting position. He's got a very powerful left foot, but it's gone now to Kraus. Charged down by McInally. McInally snapping at his heels. Back it goes to Borowka. Hegarty winning the high ball again. That's Lehnen. Good play from Lehnen, looking for the return ball. And there's David Neri for United. Well, how often he's done that to telling effect for United over the years. 62 European matches for David Neri. And looking composed and confident in the heart of that defence, creating two as he comes forward. Now space for United to exploit on the right. Dave Bowman. Far post ball. There's Ferguson. And that again was a clear header for Ian Ferguson. He holds his head, and clearly that would have been such a boost to United at the start of the second half. Bowman's cross, and once again the German defence posted missing for a high ball.
Well, they were, but I just looked down, Jock, and the linesman had his flag up, so had the ball gone in, it would have been disallowed anyway. But certainly a nice bright start to the second half by United.
So there's Borowka playing it wide for Herlofsson. Frontsek looking for Lehnen. Paul Hegarty goes across. He'll not allow it to go for a corner, I'm sure. No, a throw he concedes. So some Leanin fans there, but the corner flag. Back it comes to Herlofsson as the Borussia fans get into full voice. Here's Bowman. Stark. Bruns hurries the clearance and Leanin can't get on the end of it. So 5 minutes of the second half gone, and this opening 10 minutes of the second half, a crucial phase in the match once again for Dundee United. They want to settle on this lead. Frontsek back to Borowka. This is Rahn with McInally in close attendance once again. Now Leanin. Borowka. Space for Thiele. And a good tackle by Redford. Clearly doesn't appreciate Thiele, the power in Redford's left leg when he goes into the tackle, so it's now with Bowman. Stark. Switching that to the far side. Up goes Bannon. Another good challenge, but the break of the ball goes to Winkholt. Very quick player, and there's McInally doing what he does so well for Dundee United. Cleaning up in midfield. And that was onside for Bowman, had the pass been firm enough. There's Uli Borowka. The hopeful ball through the middle, and Billy Thompson off his line. There are still no signs of real invention from the West Germans. They clearly will be looking for a great deal more from Uwe Rahn, who is their creative man, coming from that position behind the front two. But Jim McInally sticking as close to him as his jersey. There's Bowman. Herlofsson. Now back with Bruns. This is Kreens. Still Kreens. Bruns coming forward. And there's McInally again, winning possession for United at the edge of the box. And a very tidy piece of defensive play once again from the most recent Scottish new cap. Comes off the head of Herlofsson. Ferguson challenging. There's Stark now to Redford. Bowman calls for it on the right. Needs to get some support. Gets it from Hegarty. Here's Kirkwood. And that appeared to be a foul by Leanin on Kirkwood. Evert Leanin offering his explanation and apology, which is for the moment of no consolation whatsoever to the injured Billy Kirkwood. Kirkwood waiting for the ball to arrive. Leanin coming in behind him. So United have a free kick. Leanin too appears to have taken a knock in that incident. Dave Bowman is number 8. So there's Bowman. And Hegarty couldn't get on the end of that. So back it comes to Uwe Kamps, the 22-year-old goalkeeper, his first full season in the Borussia goal. Some determined running from Stark, but he had no hope of reaching that. There's Bruns now trying to inspire his colleagues into greater effort. So back now with Borowka, one of the younger players in the side, 24 years old, but that's given away, and United break again. But Ian Ferguson is offside, turning angrily towards the Portuguese linesman, but it looked from this angle as though Ferguson had no complaint. So there is the scoreline. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Dundee United, thanks to Ian Ferguson, 1. And there's the time check with 8 minutes gone in the second half. Nearly 9 minutes gone. And it's with Leanin. Support from Frontsek. And a careless one from Hegarty. Leanin has possession again with Frontsek available for the cross. Closed down very quickly by Bowman. Leanin becoming more and more involved in the play. That's a careless one inside, and Redford now has space. He also has Stark on his own on the left. Now can Stark hold play up to wait for the support to arrive. Ferguson's in the box. There goes Stark again, and he's won the corner kick. Well, in the electric form, Paul Stark up front, and will stroll across to take the corner kick. Remember, the first corner kick of the match for United brought about that opening goal. It was taken by Sturrock. Can United do it again? Oh, that's well taken by Camps. Racing off his line. Hegarty was the principal target on the 6-yard line, but he's now out of position as Creans turns to make space. David Neary is very quick, and he has to be, because Winkholt is perhaps the quickest player in the Borussia side, the fullback. So back with Billy Thompson, who's been thoroughly competent tonight without having to perform too many heroics. And that's a measure of the quality of the defending from Dundee United. Here's Redford. Bannon on the left touchline. Krause with the challenge. And down goes Bannon. The legs removed by Krause. So there goes Sturrock, screening the ball, trying to come inside. Herlofsson tidies up at the back for Borussia. So once again, the United players all stream back towards the halfway line, allowing Bruns to come forward at will, as long as they pick up the men up front for Borussia. And there's Billy Kirkwood. A careful pass back as Rahn came in from the left. So a thoroughly satisfactory start to the second half, Ian.
That's right, and I'm just looking at United, the Borussia rather, defenders there, and you know, they're still playing with the sweeper, they're still coming a man back there, and you would think at this stage you might say, okay, you know, let's just play normal, play with the back, you know, defenders, and push people into midfield.
So there's Dave Bowman clearing up for United. The ball is still in play. Linesman's not interested, and that will be a throw. So United just looking a little bit vulnerable at that moment in the corner of the 6-yard box, but here's Lehnen. Back to Bruns. The challenge was from Redford. Lehnen again. He has front sec behind. The tackle was by Bowman. That's a good out-swinging ball. Bannon heads it on. And Krause snatches at the shot, much to the relief of Dundee United. Bernd Krause on his left foot as the ball came over. So that chance is wasted, but there was a fine ball here from front sec. Superb left foot he has. Bannon nodding it on. Krause waited for that clearance, and the shot didn't trouble Billy Thompson.
It's unusual, really, because the Germans are normally very, very good volleyers of the ball, aren't they? I was a little bit worried when I saw that coming down to him, but delighted that he had product.
Maybe that's because he comes from Austria, you know.
Oh, he's an Austrian. Oh, there you are.
Formerly Rapid Vienna and then Borussia Dortmund. Good build-up, Bruns and Rahn, and McInally is penalised for handball. Well, it looked as though the ball may well have played the shoulder of Jim McInally, but this is undoubtedly a moment of serious danger for Dundee United. Now, Borussia have several experts on this situation. Bruns is one, front sec is another, Krause is another. Rahn, you can depend on taking the shot ball wide of the wall. And I think Jim McInally will be the player attacking the ball. It'll either be Bruns or front sec, I think. He'll have the shot left-footed at goal. Jim McInally on his marks to attack the ball. There's Bruns. Well, you can see the power clearly enough. He didn't get the accuracy as McInally homed in on him. But just watch how he strikes this. Swerving away beyond goal. But what a very powerful left foot he has, Bruns. Herlofsson's header. Here's Lehnen. Lehnen becoming more and more involved in the match for Borussia. That's not good news for United. Here's Winkholt. The short ball inside. It reaches Creans. Now for front sec. There was Hegarty with a clearing header. Creans lofting it. Up goes Bowman. And Herlofsson turns it back to Borowka. So some concerted attacking now from Borussia, pushing players forward to the back. Borowka flighting it in. There's Creans. It comes off Hegarty. Now front sec. And Bowman once again doing a fine job, closing down that shot. And Ian Ferguson was left with no option at all but to dump that into the Borussia half. Now you can hear the noise from the Borussia fans, encouraged by that spurt of attacking play. There's Kirkwood's header, and space now for Redford. Ferguson goes ahead, trying to stay onside. Sturrock's on the left. He's offside. And the Borussia defenders pushing forward to make that very difficult for United. Free kick taken quickly, short. There's Frontsek. Instant control from the international fullback. Neary attacks the cross. Fine ball from Herlofsson. Kraus waits for Winkholt. Sends over the cross himself. And Frontsek was up. He appeared to be wrestling the neck of Jim McInally for the high ball. Well, you'll see here, I think this would have been a foul by Frontsek had the ball not run. See him getting around the neck of Jim McInally. Ferguson's head flick straight to Bowman. The flick on from Sturrock. Leaning back. So losing the accuracy with the pass towards Herlofsson. There's the Norwegian international. Powerful figure in midfield, the number 4. There's Sturrock. Ferguson, a good ball forward to Kirkwood. He's onside. Herlofsson's with him. Kirkwood taking the ball towards the byline. An awkward one for Camps, and Bannon arrived in the near post just a shade too late. Well, if United can complete this victory, they're leading by 1-0, remember, and there's a handball decision against Gunther Thiele, they would be in good company in terms of teams who've won here in European competition. Rangers did it in 1961 when Borussia were newcomers to Europe, and then the only other side since then to do that was Inter Milan in 1972. And that shows how difficult it is for any side to get a result here in the Birkelberg Stadium. Here's Ian Redford. Inside to Sturrock. Sturrock is onside. There's Redford. And that's just inches away from the second goal for United. The bench rising as one once again. And a good move on the left. Redford and Sturrock. The 1-2. Releasing Redford. He beat Camps with a shot, but the ball goes wide of the far post.
He's actually had a very, very good second half, Ian Redford. He's got more and more into the game. He's been very creative, and in fact, he's been United's most creative player in the second half.
And happily for United, lots of good defenders tonight. There's a head-on from Kreens. Here's a chance now for Kraus. So the shot goes wide from Bernd Kraus. But there we saw the menace of Kreens in the air. The 6'2" frame getting above Paul Hegarty for the long high ball. Hegarty took a knock, in fact, and he's been looked at by Billy Kirkwood. He appears to be all right. Frontsek's header, helped on by Lehnen. There's Kreens. Lehnen, that's towards Thiele. Up goes Neary. And no support coming from behind for Kraus. Bannon fixed up. That's delightful play from Bannon. Neary helping out on the left. There's Bannon again. And the pass back is cut off by Kraus. It is dangerous for Dundee United. And what a let-off as Kreens heads it wide. Well, Eamon Bannon taking some flack from his colleagues. And little wonder, giving that ball to Kraus. And Kreens with the header sends it wide.
Well, it was a dreadful mistake by Eamon Bannon, who's played ever so well tonight. But over on that far side, Jock, I was over there this morning, standing around there. The grass is a lot thicker, you know, and I think you've got to knock your passes or get the ball off the grass over there because it slows up. And anybody trying anything fancy over in that position on the far side from us, you know, they really are taking chances.
So they certainly have not suffered for that error by Bannon. There's the scoreline. Behind the clock, remember, we're an hour ahead of British time here in West Germany. And it's now a free kick for the challenge by Rahn on Redford. It'll be taken by David Neary. There's Bannon, he couldn't reach it. It's gone for the goal kick. So United will regroup again on the halfway line. Jupp Heynckes contemplating perhaps a second substitution, but he's certainly without one or two players. He hasn't got Thomas Crisp available. Dirk Bakalot's also injured. Drayson suspended. And Kirkwood turning it back. Thompson couldn't reach it, and corner kicks could be conceded with the greatest reluctance by United. Such is the menace of Borussia from these set pieces. So Linen will take it. Piling into the 6-yard box now for Borussia. The in-swinger from Linen. Headed on by Greens and dumped away by Bowman. United now sprinting out of the box as the ball goes for the throw. So Borowka looking for some colleagues. So there was an awkward moment. It broke awkwardly off Rahn, and it was thumped away by Bowman. So 20 minutes of the second half gone. A reminder of the scoreline. Borussia 0, Dundee United 1. The goal in 43 minutes from Ian Ferguson. Here's Frontsek. Another good cross. Thompson at full stretch. Marvellous goalkeeping by Billy Thompson. Stretching his frame to catch that one-handed. And that certainly must have knocked a little bit more confidence out of the German forwards. Good header by Sturrock. Here's Bannon now. Sturrock being joined in the box by Ian Ferguson. But it's collected now by Kraus. Bowman's tackle. Here's Jim McInally. Kirkwood calls for the ball on the right. So still a superbly composed performance from Dundee United. And they look menacing as they come forward. A misunderstanding though between Bowman and Kirkwood, allowing Linen to take possession for Borussia. So up goes Hegarty. That's a brave header by Hegarty under intense pressure from Thiele. Thiele's come off second best. You can see him there on the ground. Hegarty, a very strong player in the air, standing his ground, leaping to win the high ball and leave the Borussia striker winded on the deck. So 1-0 to United. That means, of course, that Borussia require to score twice to qualify for the two-leg final. So United in a very promising position now as we go in towards the final quarter of the match. Thiele recovers. Well, Ian, would you make any changes in the United setup at the moment?
No, everything's going perfectly at the moment. I've just got to be careful. A couple of little mistakes there crept in, and you know, I've just got to make sure that that's the last in this half. But everything's going lovely, and it's just a case of playing the way they're doing, and I believe they can even sneak another one.
There's Bruns to the far side towards Kraus. He's away from Holt. Another good cross. Nearly didn't reach it, but he put off the Borussia forwards. Still with Linen. Bannon is first to the ball, losing the tackle, but it breaks now for Redford. And very calm play from Redford. Redford is free. He's onside. He's a great chance for United. And Redford trying the long-range effort, trying to lob the ball beyond Camp, who is well off his line. You certainly could not fault the intention.
Well, as I say, you know, Redford has been very, very creative this half, and he did the right thing there. Actually, execution was bad, but he did the right thing.
That's swept upfield by Bannon, but out for the throw. So perhaps a sign that Borussia are committing so many men forward. There may well be more gaps opening up. Good header again by Hegarty. And there's Redford shrugging off Erlofsson, but appeared to be brought down. The referee allows play to continue. Borowka. Now Rahn. Here's Vinck-Holt. And headed away by Holt. And I think that Redford is a shade unlucky there not to get a foul. If he had gone down the first time and not tried to keep his feet, I think he'd have been given the decision. But as it is, Borussia have yet another corner kick. There goes number 3, Frontsek, to the near post. So this is Bruns with the left foot in swinger. And it came awkwardly off the head of Kreens. Or Thiele rather, inside the box. And United are very unhappy that another corner kick has been awarded. It certainly appeared to come off the head of Gunter Thiele last. So the noise building up to a crescendo from the German fans. Thompson under pressure. Still hasn't got the ball away, but Ferguson did, and the free kick's been given. The whistle was lost in the bedlam inside the Birkelberg Stadium, and that will not count. It'll have to come back. The referee's waiting for the ball to come back. Ian Ferguson doing well, but he's just managed to waste some time. There's been no properly taken free kick inside the United box.
Well, normally the referees give the goalkeepers every protection job, don't they? And Billy Thompson got it there. He came into the ruck, and I'm never sure really if the goalkeepers should get free kicks for that. Billy came, but the referee was very kind, so he gave the free kick and got United off the hook.
So the free kick will now be taken by Billy Thompson. There's the big drum being beaten to try to exhort the German players to greater effort. Oh, man. Herlofsen to Bruns. John Holt goes up. Fink Holt letting the ball run for the throw. Score line with 20 minutes to go. United leading by a goal to nil. Another dangerous cross comes in. There's Frontsek. And a fine tackle there by Dave Bowman. He was so quick reacting to Frontsek, the number 8 for United. He had to concede the corner, but that was well worth it on that occasion. Evert Linen lining up the corner. They're coming now, and with more regularity these corner kicks. Can United hold out? It's missed by Kirkwood, and the shot from Kraus goes wide. Disappointment for the Austrian international. But again, the corner kick causing him trouble. Came off the head there of Paul Hegarty. Was missed by Kirkwood, and it was in fact well wide of the target from Kraus. So the hold up now. The referee has a look at John Holt. Jim McLean anxiously coming to the touchline to see if Holt is fit enough to continue. You see all the subs warming up. Gordon Wallace beside Jim McLean. Helped on by by Ferguson. And that's with Borowka. And now Fink Holt. Bruns pushing forward more and more now to create something from midfield. Linen to Herlofsen. Herlofsen now to Linen. There's Kreens. Kreens has been well marked out of the play so far in the match. Let's hope that can continue. There's McInally sticking so close to him. Frontsek again. Trying to get beyond Ferguson. An awkward ball again, and that's well taken by Thompson. But Frontsek is sending over crosses with increasing regularity from the left flank for Borussia, and that's certainly an area of concern, I think, for Jim McLean on the United bench. Good tackle by Bannon, and that has been penalised. Now, that appeared to be a perfectly good tackle on Bruns. And Paul Sturrock's going to be booked for putting the ball into the net. The referee thinks he was wasting time. But for my money, that's a very harsh decision for Dundee United.
Well, that was scandalous because, you know, Bannon did terrific, didn't he? Stepped in, won the ball, nipped it away, and little Sturrock did what he's there to do. He sticks the ball in the back of the net. Bad referee.
Well, Mr. Dos Santos perhaps reacting to the vociferous home crowd. Linen trying to keep the ball in play, and it's behind for a United goal kick. So the United goal now under siege as Borussia commit everyone forward. They're leaving just Uli Borowka back to look after Paul Sturrock. So there will be an opportunity, I'm sure, for United to strike again on the break. There goes Ian Ferguson, the scorer of the only goal of the match so far. Down goes Sturrock. The free kick's been given this time. And Borowka is the defender penalised. So Ian Ferguson, number 7, is over the ball, and he'll take plenty of time about this. Ferguson looping it in, and it was Eamon Bannon, who couldn't control it, but don't blame him for that. It came rapidly to his feet over the head of Gunther Thiele. He had no time at all to see it. It would have been a fortuitous strike for goal had that been on target.
Well, it did dip very quickly to him once it came over the last defender, but it was still a chance, wasn't it?
Played on by Queens. There's Lehnen. The howls of derision from the Borussia fans as Lehnen slices the ball wide of the target. Evert Lehnen. He's worked tirelessly on that left flank for Borussia tonight, but hasn't had any joy so far with his shooting. So the Borussia fans have now gone quiet, and that's a signal for the United supporters to get into voice again. Here's Kreens. Back it comes to Bruns. This is Kraus. On the far side, Winkholt. So 15 minutes left. 15 minutes between United and a place in the final. Here's Bruns trying to make room for a shot. McInally wins it for Redford. The early ball is aimed for Sturrock. Sturrock is given offside, and he appeared to be inside his own half when the pass was released. So Paul Sturrock is going to have to be very careful indeed. He's been booked, remember, now being spoken to by the referee. Jupp Heynckes looking perplexed on the Borussia bench. So we really have a dramatic quarter of an hour to come. And that's a free kick given against David Neri for a push into the back of Gunther Thiele. Now this is as good an opportunity as Borussia have had in the match. On a set piece at the edge of the box. So there's Uwe Rahn. He is the man who may take the chipped free kick. But Bruns is there, so is Barovka. Frontsek wants it knocked to the left. A huge wall lined up. McInally will undoubtedly attack the ball when the short free kick is played. So here's Rahn toward Bruns, and McInally did a fine job. And the shot this time from Kraus goes well wide of the target. But look how quickly Jim McInally attacked that free kick, Ian.
Tremendous. I mean, he did encroach a yard or two, but I mean, that's always natural. People do that. But as soon as the ball was touched, he was out there like a shot and got the block on.
So it's over the head of front second Ferguson, and the throw to Borussia. Still instructions coming from the United bench. What a tense period in the match. United leading by 1 goal tonight. 1 goal to 0 on the night and on aggregate, and facing the possibility of their first European final. Up goes Hegarty. Neri quickly to the ball ahead of Herlofsson. That's towards Bannon. And Winkholt turned it out. That'll be a throw to United. The German fans disapprove. Here's Paul Sturrock. Now Bannon. That was aimed for Redford. Bruns beats him to it. Kreens with the header. Lehnen has moved inside now, supported by Bruns. Helping it on to Kraus. This is Winkholt. The only man not back is Paul Sturrock as Thompson misjudged it. Flicked away by Billy Kirkwood. And that's the first error from Billy Thompson tonight. He's looked so assured at the back, but his anxiety getting him off the line just a shade too quickly. He was underneath that. But Billy Kirkwood was there to clear, and this is Michael Frontsek. Lots of space on the right for Winkholt and for Kraus. Well, Winkholt fancying the long-range effort himself, and he can do that all night as far as Dundee United are concerned.
His shooting has been appalling, really, hasn't it? You know, I mean, for a Bundesliga team, you would expect a lot better. I mean, I'm delighted, like you say. I've been very happy with his shooting, but you know, they really haven't shown a lot of quality, have they, in their finishing? They've really not got anything on target with their shots. The crosses have troubled United a bit, but certainly the shooting hasn't.
Header from Frontsek. Up goes Hegarty with Thiele. Ferguson's head flick, and Sturrock is onside. Ferguson with the early pass, looking for Redford. Winkholt very quickly back to cover. But you could see there for a moment the Borussia defence was exposed. Now Borowka coming from the back four position, which he's occupied throughout the match. Kraus with the cross, headed away by Kirkwood to Bruns. And as Ian St John was saying, the shooting once again not of a high enough quality to trouble Dundee United. But having said that, United have been very reluctant and have been very successful in not giving any space around the box for accurate shots.
Sure they have, Joe. They've been terrific at that, but you know, I think that's one of the highlights of it as well, you know, the fact that they've closed them down so quickly. But you've also got to say that the Germans' anxiety setting in with them, and as the game's gone on, they get more and more erratic when it comes to anything around the box.
So 10 minutes left, and a very interesting change just being made by Borussia. They put on Jörg Jung, huge number 12, who's gone straight into an attacking position. They've taken off Andre Winkholt. So this is clearly the last throw from Jupp Heynckes, the Borussia manager. And they appear to be depending upon the aerial ability of Kriens, Thiele, and now Jung to break down the United defence. So it's Bruns with a free kick. A packed penalty area. Segri didn't make it. There's Kriens. Held off the ball by Neri. Bruns nods it down to Borowka. 10 minutes less now, 9 minutes left for play. And a glorious victory in sight for Dundee United if they can keep their heads in the closing 10 minutes. Here's Paul Sturrock. Now, can he take this for a run himself? Running against Willy Borowka. And the pass clear is picked up by Jung. Here's Lienen. Borussia sending men forward very quickly indeed in support of this attack. Lienen switching it wide for Kraus. He has Kriens ahead of him. Queuing up in the box now. Up goes Neri, and here's space for Ferguson. Neri breaking to the back, wants to join in this attack. Here's David Neri. 1-0 to United. There's the scoreline as the clock ticks away. And Redford comes forward for United. He has Sturrock on the left touchline. Now Redford. Now will he chance the cross into the middle for Ferguson? Frontsek wins it comfortably. That was really given away to Borussia. Here's Kriens. Striding away from Hegarty, and the pass goes ahead of Lienen. Frustration creeping into the Borussia play. Little bits of bickering emerging among their players.
Jim McLean's up on the touchline there. I think he's a little bit annoyed that Redford tried to cross that ball, you know, and just give it away. Because at this stage of the game now, Joe, minutes ticking away, just don't make any mistakes. And when you've got that ball, you keep it as long as possible. And here's this referee who
what
is
has the referee given? He's given a free kick, an indirect free kick, inside the box. Well, this is quite incredible. I could not see what the infringement was. And I can only suppose that he considered that there was time wasting or there was overstepping by Billy Thompson. But this really is menacing now for Dundee United. What a chance this is for Borussia. Now, can United survive? So the ball was replaced by Billy Thompson, we think, after he picked it up. That's what offended the Portuguese referee. But this is a marvellous opportunity for Borussia. United desperate to survive this set piece. And the referee again is going to take action, and it's against Uwe Rahn. Well, this is eccentric also. So it's for wasting time, presumably, although I can't quite understand that, or for dissent, complaining about the positioning of the wall, more likely.
It's for not taking the kick when the referee told him to take it, actually.
Well, Mr. Dos Santos becoming much more of a central figure in the action. There it goes to Borowka, off the post. And thumped away from Rahn, and there's Dave Bowman, and the United defence survives once again. Well, this rocket shot from Borowka beats the United defence, comes off the post, and the rebound is wasted by Borussia. Well, that really could be deemed to offset the shot from Ian Redford in the final minute of the first leg match at Tannadice. So a break for United, when they certainly were very happy to receive it. So lots of Scots now looking anxiously at their watches. Here's Sturrock. Ian Ferguson is cut off by Herlofsson. Now Bruns playing all the time up front. Cringe plays it back in towards Hegarty. Here's Frontek, a good pass to Bruns. The return ball picked up by Frontek. This is Herlofsson. On the far side is Kraus, lining up yet another cross. There's Dave Bowman. Holt going up to beat Kraus. So United leaving only Sturrock upfield. 5 minutes left for play. United still leading by 1-0. That precious goal just on half-time from Ian Ferguson. There's Lehnen, and touched behind by Billy Kirkwood for a corner kick to Borussia. Evert Lehnen is the Borussia player in a hurry. And United want to make a substitution. There's Jim McLean at the linesman, and wanting to break up the play even more. Part of this is to slow things down, waste some more seconds. There's John Clark waiting to come on. And Jim McLean may fancy his physical presence in the back four against Jörg Jung. So Ian Ferguson has been replaced. The goal scorer goes off, and he's been replaced by John Clark. Up goes Billy Thompson. That's a good punch clear. Here's Bruns, and it was blocked by John Clark. Good defending again. Now United have a chance in the break. They've got 4 men up in support of the attack. 4 against 2. Here's Bowman. This needs a deep cross to the far side. Back it comes to Redford. United electing to retain possession rather than trying to get a second goal. And perhaps reacting to Jim McLean's complaints about Ian Redford sending over a cross a few moments ago when possession seemed to be more important. The goal kick to Borussia. So the United bench settles back again. And it's back with Neary, helped out by Clark. The only man up now is Sturrock, supported by Redford and Bannon. Now Redford chasing this. Camp's forced to come out of his box. Hung Heynckes with more instructions. Ian, 4 minutes left. Can United do it?
Well, you would think at this stage, yes. You know, I think they can hang on because really and truly the Germans haven't created anything, have they? You know, it's all just been pump the ball down there, fight for the ball, and they're really, you know, they haven't frightened me sitting up here. I don't think they're frightened the United players down there, that's for sure.
There's Redford with a pass. Bannon breaking in the left. Herlofsson goes back with him. Good play by Bannon. That's for Sturrock, and Camps picks it out of the air as Redford and Sturrock closed in. So 3 United players caught upfield now as Borussia try to break, but a good header by Kirkwood, allowing Redford to regain possession. Here's Bowman. Sturrock is onside. Chance for United. Well, Sturrock did exactly the right thing, having a shot at goal and making certain that whatever happened, if it didn't hit the target, it was well over the top and behind for a goal kick, which will waste even more time. And United will make yet another substitution with just 2 minutes left, using up all their European experience, bringing on subs. Jim McLean with instructions for Kevin Gallagher, and he's replacing Paul Sturrock, who's been a hero up front for Dundee United tonight. He's run himself into the ground. Now Gallagher is left to use his pace on the break for United up front. Up goes Hegarty. Now Bowman, back it comes to Holt. Bannon sets off on a run, followed by Herlofsson. Can Bannon get there first? Well, he's forced Herlofsson to concede the throw. Well, there's the happy situation. Remember, Borussia need 2 goals to go through. Just over a minute left for play, plus any time added on for stoppages. United leading by 1-0. And a European UEFA Cup final place beckoning with every passing second. Herlofsson's clearance. Here's Jim McInally. Gallagher now trying to keep the ball in play. He hasn't succeeded. The linesman's flag is up. So we're now going into the final minute. There are the United fans grouped behind the goal. And really now, Ian, it looks as though United should be safe when Borussia need 2 before the end.
Yeah, that's right, Jock. It looks to me now as if Dundee United Dundee United are to become the first Scottish club to reach the final of the UEFA Cup, and how well it deserved it tonight. It's been a tremendous performance, and I must say, you know, the physical fitness of the Dundee players have been again superb.
Here's a chance for Krause to set it up for Leenan. Leenan prefers it on his left foot. There's Jim McInally, comes out to Bruns. Creans bouncing around the box. There's Bannon. Now Bowman, who's had a marvellous match tonight for Dundee United. So there's the clock ticking away to the 90 minutes. We're now into time added on for stoppage. There's not much of that. The Portuguese referee looking at his linesman. United now seconds away from a historic victory, capping their performance in the Nou Camp Stadium in Barcelona in the quarter-final with an outstanding performance. Here's a chance for Gallagher. Could this be the second? Well, the shot is way over the top and way to safety for Dundee United. The task now clearly looks to be beyond Borussia Mönchengladbach. Dundee United about to become the fourth Scottish side to make a European final, the first to go to the final of the UEFA Cup. And the performances justify that tonight. Outstanding in defence, superbly organised in midfield, and very dangerous on the break. Here's Kevin Gallagher, he's away from Herlofsson. Can he do it all by himself? He has Redford waiting in the middle. Here's Gallagher, now Redford, a great chance for United second. There's Redford, yes! The night of glory is completed by Ian Redford, and Jim McLean celebrates Kevin Gallagher's coolness under pressure, setting it up for Redford. How about this for coolness at this stage in the match? Goes away past Camps. There goes the second goal, and Dundee United lead by 2-0, and the final whistle has gone. Dundee United are through to the UEFA Cup final, and they'll face Gothenburg, who qualify tonight. But the celebrations begin among the United players going to greet their fans. This has been one of the finest performances in history by a Scottish club side. And the goals coming at the end of the first half and the end of the second half. The first goal coming in the 43rd minute, a corner kick from Paul Sturrock, right-footed, swung in, Camps under pressure, beating the ball out. Eamon Bannon to Ferguson. There was a header which made it 1-0 at half-time. And then the second goal coming right on the final whistle. Kevin Gallagher playing the ball forward, racing on, 2 against 1. Redford waiting inside, and the ball stuck away by Ian Redford. So it's 2-0 to Dundee United. A superb performance overall, and it'll be Dundee United who'll play in the final UEFA Cup on May 6 and May 20, and how well they deserve it. A night of marvellous play from Dundee United. With that,